Alright, I'm washing the bike today. Washing all this dirt off. It's been dirty since I crashed. Haven't been able to do much, so oh boy. Anyways, washing this dirt off. I'm doing something a little different. I'm gonna try an oven cleaner just on the chain and see if it'll do the job. I don't want to oxidize any of my parts. I know Purple Power, you leave it on too long, it will oxidize your parts. So I'm doing cheap oven cleaner from the part store. From the dollar store, and then just a brush. We'll see how it turns out. Hydraulic brakes should be in tomorrow, so I'll try to get them on and bled. The front one will be fine. I'll have to bleed the back one because the cable is internal routed through the frame right there. So I'll have to unhook the hose from the back caliper, route it through just like this one is, and then hook it back up and bleed it. Look at that. That thing comes super clean. No oxidation yet that I can see. No oxidation yet, which really wouldn't matter. Of course I don't want that to happen, but it's pretty clean. I'll just go through with my little pocket knife and get the grease built up on the back side and on the jockey wheels. There's a little bit of grease built up. Not too bad. Got a lot down in between the gears. So I just put this chain on back in early December, and I just checked it with the chain wear indicator, and it is about wore out already. And I just went back and tracked my miles. I keep track of my miles, and it's got about just over 300 miles on it. And this was a KMC chain. So I remember being on the road bike, I would get 2,000 to 2,500 miles out of one, but I guess because of the dirt and the grit, and I'm not the best about keeping the thing clean. I guess that's about right. I think I'm gonna try a Shimano chain this time. I might even try a SRAM, see if I get a little more life. I don't mind paying a little bit more, I just want it to last longer. 300 miles is, let's see, December, January, February. Well, right at the beginning of March is when my accident happened, so 310 miles to be exact. So this is just a 1x9, one single in the front by 9 in the back, which is what came on this bike, and it is good enough for me. I don't need anything fancy or crazy. I enjoy it, being on a budget, having fun. Okay, I just wanted to point this out while I was here, and I got to thinking about it. I was sitting here scraping some of the grease off the backside of this chain ring, and I just pulled the chain off and kind of set it down on the bottom bracket cup. And I got to thinking about this cheap crankset off of Amazon, the IXF, which is well known from the Ozark trail build that the guy named Seth off of Burn Peak is his channel. And for this thing to be 53 bucks, a 2-piece crank that goes all the way through, and it just it crimps down on that side just like a Shimano, and then it's got your tensioner right here, just like Shimano's setup. But I was a little weary. I wasn't too worried about the actual crank itself. I was more worried about the bearings. There's these cups. There's a cup here and then a cup on the other side, and there's bearings in there, and they're sealed bearings, but I was worried about them not holding up too well. But I got to spinning it, and these things are great still. I can't believe how good this crank is. It comes with the bottom bracket, and the bottom bracket is the bearings basically. I can't believe it how good this crank is for the money. This thing's amazing. And for the people that don't know on my channel, that how they're probably wondering how the chain doesn't fall off. Well, this is what you call a narrow wide chain ring. If you look, every other tooth is narrow and every other tooth is wide. And what that does is it keeps the chain locked on there. Also, it could still fall off. Technically, it could still fall off. It's just harder with a good chain ring like this. My rear derailleur has a clutch on it that keeps this, your jockey wheels, makes them stiffer. You know, when you hit bumps, your chain's consistently going, you know, like that. And that's what makes your chain come off, really. But with this, it keeps the chain taut. You know what I mean? It keeps it tension on it. So when you hit bumps, it doesn't all slap around and stuff. If I had a regular derailleur on there without a clutch, my chain stay here would probably be all eaten up from the chain slapping it. And it is a little bit, but I have never lost a chain with this crankshaft, this crankset. So hats off to IXF, or whoever that brand is. I don't know. What's it say? Genkun? I don't know. It don't matter. IXF. Look it up on Amazon if you're getting into mountain biking or interested in doing it. Good crankshaft, good upgrade. I think I paid 56 bucks shipped to my door off Amazon, and I've got well over, I don't know, probably 400 miles on it so far, and I beat the heck out of it. So far so good. Also, one of the other upgrades I did was the front fork. It came with a Suntour XCM 30 on it, which is a spring fork. I upgraded to the RockShox Judy Silver, and it's an air shock, and it's got a lockout. This shock's been great. This fork's been great too. You can adjust lockout. You can adjust your rebound dampening, how fast you want it to return. There's your little turtle. There's your little rabbit. They say you need to rebuild these forks have them serviced every 50 hours, I believe it said. I'll have to look back. I think it was 50 hours. Anyways, this has been a good fork. And let's see what else did oh, the wheels. I upgraded these wheels because the stock wheels that came on it lasted about 400 miles, and then the rear spoke started loosening, and I couldn't seem to keep them tensioned properly, and I got tired of like every 3 rods having to retension them, so I just upgraded. These are Cruisers. This is an Amazon wheel set too. It's got more points of engagement. When I say points of engagement, is think about it as a ratchet. You know, when you ratchet, like you loosen in a bolt, you go to loosen it, it goes click, click. Well, this right here is it goes like click, click, click. So it's like it's ready to go sooner. Like one click's like right there, versus like the factory hub that was on here, it was like that, and then it was ready. You know what I mean? So more points of engagement is always nicer. And this is rebuildable. I can get parts for it. I wasn't a big fan of purple, but they had them on sale for like $50 off at the time, so I grabbed them. And I did upgrade the tires also at the time, and these are the Schwabel Tough Toms. They're like $30 a piece, 29 by 2.35s, and I've got a good bit of miles on these, and they're holding up well also. So I think I did bend my bars when I went down the other day, unless I'm just looking at it weird. Unless, you know what, I think it tweaked my grip here down, making it look like that. It needs to be tilted up a little bit more on the palm side. So yeah, I'm happy with my bike, man.